Green Bay. A lot of sod came up during the first half, and they had all kinds of people on that field during the halftime before the entertainment pushing that sod back down. For whatever reason, the field is a little bit soft.
It looked like your golf game. I never saw so many people replacing their divots. I can remember when your divot went farther than your ball. That's what it looked like out here at halftime.
It happens every shot. Jerry, and the wind is kicking up too. The wind just blew that ball off the tee. I wonder if that will be a factor in the second half.
Only in the kicking game. With this short passing game, I think we could run this in a hurricane. The Packers are only throwing this thing 5 or 6 yards.
Jackie the kickoff, and it is short. Amply, they'll be down at the 27. Vikings will get it first down and 10. This is what was happening at halftime as they put some. Now, they played the New England Patriots here last week as they try to put some of those divots back in. Normally, this is maybe the best field in the National Football League.
We had good sun yesterday. I think the lack of sun this morning to dry it out probably caused these divots to come up.
Well, Warren Moon will begin the second half with a first and 10.
High backfield for the first time.
And Moon will go right to work. Almost picked off by Reggie White. Incomplete pass.
The tailback in the eye, Allen was on a flare. He looked for the flanker on the curl. He did not like that. And as he went for the tailback, who was just flaring to the flat, Reggie got the big hands up and jumped and almost picked it off.
We know about his sacks. I guess we don't know about his pass receiving ability on the interceptions. Widest story. Lost 25 pounds coming into this season and had some off-season ankle surgery. He said he's running now about the best he's run in the last 5 or 6 years. Second down 10. Moon again to throw. This time Terry Allen has it. And a gain to the 35. Hauled down by the linebacker Bryce Popp, and a gain of 7.
Good pressure by Steve McMichael. The ex-Chicago Bear really came roaring up through there. He did a rip arm and playing over what we think is one of the best guards in professional football, but he had great pressure on the quarterback.
There's Steve McMichael, longtime Chicago Bear, coming to Green Bay after he was let go by the Bears, and the Packers think he will be extremely useful on first and second down. It's third down now, and that's when he comes out. 2 to go for Warren Moon.
3 wide receivers with the back offset to the slot.
Moon to the tight end, Adrian Cooper, and a Viking first down to the 41-yard line.
He came from the other side of the formation. Both slot people, the 2 wideouts to the quarterback's left, got through, and the tight end came all the way from the other formation. Cooper dragging across the set. Here he is to your right, 87, and he drags across. Nobody there because the 2 wideouts had cleared it out. Good tackle by Leroy Butler. A lot of people think Leroy Butler as a safety is as good as there is in the league.
Drafted by Ron Wolf. This organization, he is a very, very good one. Pro Bowler a year ago. First and 10. Moon's got time. And he's got his tight end, Andrew Jordan. 6th round draft pick. He's out to the 45. Picks up about 6. George Coons meets him out there.
I liked when they introduced George Coons before the game. Everybody sitting there hollers, Coons, Coons. Now, wouldn't that make you play good? We drafted him in Atlanta. He used to be with the Falcons, and he's come here to Green Bay and done a real good job for him.
Anything different you notice about the Viking offense coming out of halftime?
Not yet. They're sticking with what their plan was. I don't think they'll panic from that until the 4th quarter if the score remains the same.
Second about 6. Stuffed up the middle. Yurkovich. John Yurkovich, number 64, whose idol is Steve McMichael. And the big thrill for him as he grew up on the Chicago South Side was to play with him. That's exactly what he's doing, but he's one better. He roomed with him during training camp.
Well, he sure stuffed that play. That was going to be a draw play, a lead draw to the split inside, and Yurkovich, he was up to that call, and he just got substituted by his hero.
It's 3rd and 7 for the Minnesota Vikings.
Reggie White on the inside over the guard.
Here they come, and they got it. Bryce Popp.
The coaches love Bryce. And that's why they're able to move Reggie over the guard, because they do not want to play with Pop not on the field. So they let him play defensive end. He'll be the defensive end away from it. This is the other side. This is Sean Jones, and here comes 95 from the top of your screen, chasing him, coming through, getting his arms around him. And Bryce Pop, they love because he is so intelligent and knows what's going on.
5th Minnesota punt today. 7 possessions. Saxon. Robert Brooks. He'll let it flutter out of bounds.
Got a flag
at the 40-yard line. Little oxygen for Bryce Pop, who's been second in sacks last couple years. Penalty is against the Minnesota Vikings.
Bryce is playing linebacker on normal defenses when they're playing their 4-3, and when they go into a nickel situation, this with Bryce playing the defensive end, it allows Reggie to go inside and play over the guard. And the coaches told us yesterday he makes all the alert calls.
Ineligible receiver downfield on the kick, number 57. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Another penalty against the Vikings. This one on William Sims, a backup linebacker.
For Coach Green, nothing much has really gone right for him today. In the kicking game, offensively, they got somebody open. They get a tip ball. The defense is still playing good, and that lets the game still be there. The game is still here at 13-0.
Robert Brooks awaits the Saxon punt. Brooks wants the fair catch, and that's what he gets at the 30-yard line. 36-yard punt by Saxon. We're in the second half, and the Packers holding on to a shutout lead over the Minnesota Vikings.
Not bad. 2.
Common courtesy. It's coming back. Take collect calls. Instead of 0, now you can dial 1-800-COLLECT. Save the people you call up 44%. Question: who is the fossil that is still going to dial 0?
Hey, dude, I could have saved you some cash on this call, but what do I care? We're getting the band back together.
Hey, Slick, you could have spoken for a lot less by dialing 1-800-COLLECT.
Even to Seattle? Thanks, phone dude.
You got the winning color.
My vehicle is the most important part of my business. Without it, I can't work. I change the oil every 3,000 miles or so. Engine has been flawless, 170,000 plus.
Now with the revolutionary Penn-Star molecule, Pennzoil clings to moving parts, works like liquid ball bearings.
I've always used Pennzoil. It's a quality product. I'm going to drive this thing till it drops, and then I'll just park it on the side of the road.
Introducing the all-new 1995 Eclipse from Mitsubishi, the new thinking in automobiles.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by the all-new 1995 Eclipse from Mitsubishi, the new thinking in automobiles. By Nike, who encourages you to participate in the lives of America's youth. By Pennzoil, the motor oil you can rely on for performance, protection, and quality. And by Heineken, just being the best is enough.
Kevin Harlan, Jerry Glanville, third quarter of play, Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. In the inaugural season of Fox's relationship with the National Football League, 13-0, Green Bay on top. Favre has had a brilliant day. First, second half possession. Little play action on first down. He's got the tight end, Ed West. He told us yesterday West might catch 10 passes today. You know what? He's coming close to it.
We asked him if they did not sign Sterling Sharp, what that would do to him, and he said, we'll just keep feeding the ball to Ed West. Well, they got Sterling Sharp signed, but West is still going to get the ball.
There's a penalty on the Packers.
Number 62, offense. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Guy McIntyre.
Guy was very interesting. He said, I said, what's it like coming from the 49ers to here? And he said, at one time, if they threatened to send you to the Packers, it was like an elephant's graveyard. It was like you were going to end your career. And he says, things have changed here now. Now people are proud to come to the Packers. But he said about 5-6 years ago, he'd have thought his career was over getting shipped up to Green Bay.
Well, now Green Bay has the most modern facilities of any team in the National Football League. They just built a brand new indoor facility, the Hudson Center across the street. We'll get a shot of that from our blink a little bit later on. With the penalty, 1st and 20. Robert Brooks was knocked into next week by Dwayne Washington, the rookie, and the youngest cornerback in the NFL.
When a rookie can come on and play like that, really the ball hung out there. They had a deep out. By deep, it was a wide throw from one hash mark. He's on the wide side. The ball hangs a little bit, and Dwayne drives and gets a good shoulder on him. The Vikings were not afraid to start this youngster. They said he was a football player and that he'd make plays for him today.
2nd down and 20. Edgar Bennett. And he's to the 26, tackled by Ed McDaniel.
Just a close over. They're not going to change their game plan. That 3-yard throw and let the back try to shake off of somebody and pick up more yardage.
Minutes ago, Jerry, we saw a 1st down passing statistic. Favre was 8 of 9. What's your interpretation of him throwing so much and with such great success on 1st down?
The Vikings are his own team. They're not going to come up and challenge and press man-to-man, so they're going to be off, so those little dunk passes are going to be completed.
Jack Del Rio scans the offense, a 3rd and 14 for Favre. Screen pass dropped again by Cobb. The second one he's dropped in the second half. Henry Thomas was right in the face of Favre.
Great pressure. On a screen pass, you still got to stun the defensive lineman, and they sort of just let maybe one of the best tackles in football free. Henry didn't have anybody hitting him, and he put too much pressure on the quarterback.
Green Bay's 5th punt in their 8th possession. Coming up, 4th 3 and out for the Packers. Hendrick is deep back. 2-step drop back. Watch how quickly he gets this ball off. David Palmer deep back for the Vikings. And at the 29. Palmer to the 35. And the Vikings will begin it for a 2nd time in the second half. The Packer defense shutting out that Minnesota offense. 13-0 Green Bay.
Working to be the best. Teammates. Sponsored by the U.S. Army.
Showtime. You know what I mean?
Double 2 and double 8 meant double trouble for opponents in 1993. With Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith enjoying all-pro seasons, Dallas won a 2nd consecutive Super Bowl.
Is it Michael Irvin or Michelangelo?
Irvin and Smith helping to make the Dallas Cowboys the best they can be.
Getting through college can be a pretty tough climb. To succeed, you need money and you need the right abilities. You can find them both in the Army. If you qualify, you could earn up to $30,000 with the Montgomery GI Bill, plus the Army College Fund. And you could develop the confidence, judgment, and self-discipline it takes to make it to the top, in college and beyond.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens.
The 1995 Mitsubishi Galant, filled with thoughtful details.
These are a few of my favorite tales.
Lease a new Galant S, $199 a month for only 24 months, with $1,000 down.
These are a few of my favorite tales.
The affordable Galant S lease, perhaps the most favorite thing of all.
Let's go. We're going to get some respect today. All day long. Let's just kick this butt all day long.
How sweet it is. Fox NFL Sunday on TV 9.
They say same game, new attitude. Well, folks, this is the new attitude.
Dennis Green, for relaxation, goes fishing. Mike Holmgren, he likes to ride in on his motorcycle. Well, I'd rather take a stick in the eye than go fishing, so I had a chance to ride a motorcycle with the head coach. So there we are. We're having some kind of fun.
Those Fat Boys, what were those?
Well, really, the Fat Boy was named after him and me. So that's why we got on him.
First down and 10 for Moon. Terry Allen wrapped up by Reggie White after a 3-yard gain.
George's got to finish the block. He turned around to see if Allen got through and almost got run over. Good way to get hurt. Just keep on playing and you hear the whistle.
Well, the Vikings trying to get that run going, but players like Reggie White have done a spectacular job in trying to stuff it. Neither team really has run the ball well, which was the goal coming in for both offenses. Second down and 8. The tight end, Jordan. And he's got a first down or close to it at the Minnesota 45. He will be shy by half the length of a football. George Kuntz had pressure on Moon.
Good tackle by Corey Harris. He was all over the tight end. Both passing games have almost mirrored each other. Nobody's pushing the ball down the field much.
Vikings have had the ball now 8 times. In the 7 previous possessions, 5 punts, including 4 in a row. So this offense has had a tough time getting kick-started. The Vikings have gone, though, through some change. As you can see, the chains out on the field, and they're shy. That offensive line, Jerry, has been shuffled just a bit and gone. Some very big names. They're on that offensive line. Zimmerman, Loudermilk, Habib, Schreiber, their starting center last year. I mean, this offense has gone through some major change.
Well, they've got a center that's never played that position before, and they're going against a good defensive football team. Here's a graphic on Green Bay being the 2nd in the league on yards allowed, and of course Minnesota #1. So when you got good defense, your offense struggles a little bit.
Vikings 3rd down
and a chain link.
Warren Moon, he's got the first down to his own 46.
Went behind his left guard. Now, why would he go behind his left guard, Kevin?
Well, maybe he's a 5-time starter in the Pro Bowl.
Big, strong, powerful guy from the waist up. Has an unusual stance. His left leg sticks out and wobbles a little bit and bends at the knee. But for a yard, he followed his best offensive guard.
First-round pick back in 1988, Randall McDaniel. 5 consecutive starts, plays at left guard, and he may be without peer in the NFL.
Has great speed, great quickness, and upper body strength.
Without peer at that position, I should say. He's got some good people on that line like him at the other side. But at left guard, he may be the best. 1st and 10. Looking for Jake Reed, and Moon threw into a thicket of oncoming defenders. Let's go back out to Hollywood. Here's James Brown. James.
All right, Kevin, the deadlock has finally been broken at the Silverdome as Scott Mitchell from the 3 tosses to 6'4" Herman Moore. It is now a 1-touchdown lead by Detroit, 14-7. That in the 3rd. Back to Kevin and Jerry.
Against Jerry Glanville's old Atlanta Falcons.
That was a bad throw by Warren. He was in a crowd, and he led him too far. Didn't stick the ball in. Reed sort of short-armed on that play, but it was pretty crowded.
2nd and 10. Chris Carter. And he's fighting over there against Terrell Buckley, who knocked him out of bounds.
Got a flag on that. Somebody hollered face mask on the sideline. Now, Carter had only 1 goal. I love when you talk to a wide receiver.
Face mask foul, number 27, defense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Carter's only goal was to win the Super Bowl. He's not interested in the number of catches. And here he is going for the boundary. And they have him by the face mask. Buckley had a hold of him and did not let it go.
Made his first trip to the Pro Bowl a season ago. He's led the Vikings in receptions 3 consecutive seasons. Maybe as intelligent a football player, Jerry, as I have ever come across.
A real student of the game. It's like talking to a coach. He really knows the entire offense. Out of Ohio.
1st and 10. Deepest penetration today by Minnesota. And Moon going up top. To the tight end, Jordan. And a gain of about 6. And the tackle made by Bryce Popp and George Kuntz, the linebackers. They've gone to Jordan a lot.
We're going to show you Randall McDaniel. A lot of people say the best guard in football. And look at his left foot and his left knee as he bends it down inside. He puts almost 100% of his weight on his right foot. And then he stands up and pops. He's getting help here from Jeff, the center. But many people say he's the quickest, fastest, best guard in football.
And have you ever seen a stance like that in over 30 years of coaching?
I never have. It looks like he'd get hurt, but he has all that weight on the other foot, on his right foot.
There he is. How he looks. He gets it done. 2nd down and 4. That's Carter on the move. Terry Allen on a flag. And a gain of 1, and Reggie White was around the ankles of Terry Allen.
Pop is playing a great ball game. What he decided there is he would try
Ball
to
start. Number 83, offense. Prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
That's the rookie out of Western Carolina who's had a big day catching, Andrew Jordan.
Pop was trying to spill the trap. They're trying to trap to the outside. By spill, we mean he's going to get underneath the block and try to make the play go all the way to the outside. This guy, all he does is play.
He's calling the signals out there?
He's calling the alerts. When they come to line up, he'll call all the alerts and tell everybody what to watch out for.
Versatile linebacker. Playing outside today. 2nd down and 9. And he's got to catch Adrian Cooper, the tight end. And a 1st down for the Minnesota Vikings to the Green Bay 26. Moon was running for his life from Reggie White and Sean Jones.
It was a busted play. They flushed him out and chased him, but he was able to look downfield and find his own tight end. Here he wants to drop straight back, but look at the pressure coming after him. He releases to his right, looks for Adrian Cooper. And Adrian falls down, or he could have run for about another 10 yards.
Longest pass completion today by Warren Moon, who began the 1st half with 2 interceptions. He has settled down here in the 2nd half.
Got a trips to his left. Tight end in motion.
Moon. Jake Reed, another 1st down inside the Green Bay 15-yard line, a pickup of 13 yards.
Nice catch, just a 1-2. He doesn't want to get any pressure, so 1-2 through the quick slant. Good catch in traffic. That's what they started off with the game, and it ended up a tip ball, and he got himself in trouble. But they're coming back and throwing it to a different receiver.
Appears much better tempo. 1st and 10. First time the Packer defense has really been tested today.
A slot to his right.
Terry Allen. He spins and turns to the 9.
Inside trap.
Sean Jones around his ankle brought him down.
McMichael told us that when he plays the Minnesota Vikings, he'll get to see more traps than he will the whole rest of the year. In fact, he says if you play him twice, it's like you played 10 years of traps. That's how much they like to come up inside. They're taking McMichaels out now. There's a guy that said, I'd play for nothing. I just love football. You don't have to pay me.
Vikings are very good inside the 20 team. 2nd down and 7. Play action by Moon. And somebody screwed up. Now, Reed was triple teamed. Did Moon just throw that away?
It was a play action pass. And Warren, when I had him, his strength was never to turn his back to the defense. It's play action pass, and you don't get to see everything. I always thought his strength was backing up, seeing the whole field, seeing what he wanted to do. And it's not really a good fit. When we coached him, play action pass was like 5% of our offense, but it was 70% of our sacks. That you don't get to see everything that's happening.
Just the 2nd time he has played the Packers. 3rd down and 7. And Moon wants a timeout. 2nd half timeout by the Minnesota Vikings. This is too good a position to let things get away. Packers trying to keep the shutout. Vikings trying to get in for the 1st time.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens.
The 1995 Mitsubishi Galant, filled with thoughtful details.
These are a few of my favorite tales.
Lease a new Galant S, $199 a month for only 24 months, with $1,000 down.
These are a few of my favorite tales.
incredible Galant-ass lease. Perhaps the most favorite thing of all.
How do I like my steak? How do I like my steak? Bold. Eye-opening. Spicy. It gets you here, and it gets you right here. A1 Bold. Yeah, that's what I'm in the mood for.
Original A1 and A1 Bold. They're how steak is done.
Excuse me, could you take a picture of us with photo over there?
If you take off to the Italian town of Todi, but your camera just takes off,
Where'd they go?
you better have Visa Gold, because there's not a camera store there that takes American Express.
There's a great shot.
Visa Gold, it's everywhere you want to be.
For insight from the inside, catch Brett Favre's weekly Packer football reports, Mondays and Thursdays at 6 and 10 p.m., exclusively on Newsline 9, the new home of the Packers.
On this drive, Jerry Glanville has been especially productive, 5 of 7. He's looked very sharp.
I'm not so sure he wouldn't have looked that sharp earlier if it wasn't for those deflected passes. Those passes were good throws, and that was not his fault. Here, I think his throw has to go to the end zone. If it's incomplete, you want the thing to end up in the end zone. Get Carter in the ball game down here.
11th play of the drive. 3rd and 7. To the end zone. A little high for Jake Reed. Coverage by Terrell Buckley, 27.
His first look was for Carter. Carter was in the slot, and Green Bay came in and doubled the slot. Played inside, outside. He knew he could not get the ball to Carter, so coming in behind Carter is the second slant. And you'll see Warren right here. He's dropping. He's looking for Carter. It's a double. They got Carter shut out, so he brings the second slant, and he overthrew him.
This will be a field goal try by Fuad Reveiz. He has made field goals under 39 yards, 22 in a row. And we will take a timeout. The Vikings are on the board. The Packers lead it 13-3. Reveiz is good from 28.
Next week is my 5th wedding anniversary. It's unbelievable how time flies.
Did you get her a present yet?
Yeah, I'm getting her a really nice washer and dryer.
Oh, come on. She'll never forgive you. You got to get her something for her.
It is for her.
No blondes in bikinis.
Get a jewel.
No sales pitch from the chairman.
For vacation.
None of that is what made Heineken the #1 imported beer in America.
You think I should take her someplace special?
Definitely.
So maybe I'll take her to Cooperstown.
No.
ACG means all conditions gear. And all conditions means all conditions.
It's an ordinary day at Gramercy Press. Books are getting edited, covers being approved, clandestine romances are clandestine, but the ordinary days are about to end. Why? Gramercy Press.
Is it friendly or hostile? Is it a force for good or evil? Only one thing is known for certain. It sure knows how to make a first impression. Introducing the all-new 1995 Eclipse from Mitsubishi, the new thinking in automobiles.
Reveiz's field goal has given the Vikings their first points of the day. Green Bay on top 13-3.
The ball fell off the 1-inch tee, but he placed it back up there. I don't know if the officials have measured the tee this time. We had an illegal tee earlier.
Way back for the Packers, Corey Harris and Marcus Wilson. Good kick. Harris will leave it in the end zone. Packers will get it for a second half possession, holding on to a 13-3 lead over the Minnesota Vikings.
First down on their own 20.
50-yard line, Super Bowl tickets. You're my spot, first in line. Who are you?
First in line, #1 fan, the guy in the front row, Mr. 50-yard line, thank you.
I'll give you $500.
No, there's no cuts.
Want keys to my car?
No, I'm not moving.
I got a football cooler.
I got the same one.
I got a helmet TV.
Mine is cable.
How'd you get cable? I got a beautiful Jimmy Johnson thermos.
Mine's got the lifelike hair. Look at that.
I got the whole collection.
You know what? I'd love to help you out. There's only one thing, though.
What?
I was here first. First in line.
It's funny, huh? I'm hungry. I'm gonna go grab an extra value meal at McDonald's. You want something?
I'm starved. I'll tell you what, I'd do just about anything for a quarter pounder with cheese.
Anything?
Yeah.
The cheese?
Yes.
How's that quarter pounder, fella?
Great.
Mr. #2 fan, Mr. 60-yard line.
Hey, you know something? An Egg McMuffin's gonna sound really good in the morning.
What's brewing on the Coors Light channel this fall? First, it's Loft Party, where everyone is much more fabulous than you. And yes, we've got a whole new batch of Coors Light party tips.
A good dip doesn't make up for a bad beer.
Then, they're beautiful, they're perfect, they're mannequins coming this fall. The Coors Light channel. Tap into us this fall.
With Coors Labor Day guaranteed, every cloud has a silver bullet lining. See in-store display for details.
They grew up on the mean streets of New York. Your cops. Now they're coming to take them back. Badass. New York Undercover premieres Thursday at 9, 8 Central.
Packers lead 13-3. Teague had 2 first-half interceptions to Moon, who has now settled down in the second half, coming off a good-looking drive moments ago at the field goal. And Favre's had a pretty good day throwing.
Both teams are averaging 9 yards of completion, but there was really nothing wrong with Warren Moon in that first half. It wasn't a matter of settling down. As people catch the football. Catch the football when you make the good throw. Don't get the ball tipped up, because the defenses, both of them play zone. You get a ball in the air, someone's going to run underneath it, and pretty soon you get yourself in trouble.
Now, how does Green Bay respond to a nice drive by the Vikings? Can they hold on to that momentum?
They will not change their plan. Watch for that little short pass.
1st and 10 from the 20. It's Cobb.
The motion built 3 people.
Robert Brooks close to a first down near the 30. Tackled by Anthony Parker. Gain of 11 on the play. Move the chains.
Just a little curl off the slot formation. Nothing. Just a little turn in. And his first read, he has a 1-2-3 read. That was his progression, his first shot. One thing about Favre, he does like to look where he's going to throw, and he's looking in there, and he just delivered the ball.
Brooks has caught it 3 times for 30 yards today. He's had a big day as a compliment to Sterling Sharp. 1st and 10.
A tight wing set with 2 backs in the backfield.
Edgar Bennett. Oh, is he wrapped?
Seemed like a good thing at the time.
Jack Del Rio got his hat on early.
With that formation, the only place they could go was to the defensive left. So the defensive left said, hey, you're going to get in a strong formation with a tight wing. We're going to knock you backwards. 55's Del Rio, middle of the screen. Plug in the hole, come up after him. And you can see nobody blocked him. Nobody attempted to block him. The line was slanting over to the wing side and ate up all the blockers. But a good play by Jack Del Rio. But you got to make those plays if nobody's blocking you.
2nd down and 10. To Cobb. On a good block. But nowhere to go. The Vikings now, Jerry, seem to have that fire in their eye.
Whatever they did on D, what I think's really happening is this is the old play with the flare and the curl, and what the defense has got to do, you can't sit in the zone, and I think what they did out of that zone, they came up and pressed the back pretty quick. Even though the coach told us last night, all they want to do is play zone from the 5 to the 5. With the game like it is, it's getting closer. Come on after them a little bit.
3rd and 11.
3 wide receivers in the game.
Pass was hauled in by Anthony Morgan, but was he in bounds? He was not.
He got in trouble. Favre got in a little trouble. Tried to escape a little bit. And while he was escaping, that's the kind of plays that get intercepted. That was more like Favre last year. Don't throw that ball. You're ahead by 10 points. Good rush. They have a twist in there with the tackles. They chase him out, and he slings it sidearm, which is what he's noted for, sort of playing playground football.
Hendrick to punt for a 6th time. 2nd consecutive punt. David Palmer awaits him back at the Minnesota 30. High hanging punt, and a good one. Fair catch. 36-yard line.
That's twice the punt has gone above Vince Lombardi's name on the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, we should probably mention Green Bay has a ring of honor. There's Lombardi, who was a longtime coach, and of course the story is so well documented it would not be necessary to repeat it, but that is part of the expansion that the Packers have gone through with all these brand new luxury boxes and making this one of the finest facilities in the NFL. The world is full of trouble spots. One's right here next to Jerry Manville. And beginning tonight, one man will find them all. He's the only secret agent cool enough to cut it in the 90s. Fortune Hunter premieres tonight, 7, 6 Central, part of Fox's Super Sunday. This fall, the action doesn't stop after football. 1st and 10. Amp lead. And he picks up a quick 9. Not very quick, Jerry, but he gets it done.
He beat him by design. Look at this crowd here. Here's the biggest, the Vikings versus the Packers. Nice hats.
It's what's under the hat, though, that counts.
They set the 2 wideouts to the tight end side, and that's how that play broke out that way. Hit him on the head, hit him again.
That's the longest run by the Vikings today, as given to us by our statistician, Pat McGrath. 2nd down 1.
Ample's not fast, but he can cut and go the opposite direction.
Lee again. 1st down to the Minnesota 48. Picks up 2.
Cutting against the grain once again, which is what he did. When he came out of college, a lot of people didn't like him. If you timed him, you didn't want him. The 49ers drafted him because he could avoid and he could cut back.
You sense any kind of shift in momentum here, Jerry?
I think the field goal has sort of fired him up, sort of said, now we're 10 points out of this thing. This thing's within reach. Crank it up. Let's get it going.
Vikings 1st and 10. And a gain of a couple. George Kuntz there, make it 5 on their completion.
George was close to making a big play. That one would scare me if I was the quarterback. That was close to being picked off. Had real good coverage. Good play, George.
Vikings will let the clock run down, and that's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. Green Bay 13, Minnesota 3. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages from your local station.
Stony and silent now, but these great Americans tell a story that echoes through the hills of Dakota, and that storyline is one for us all to remember.
Don't you buy no ugly truck.
Get a good-looking truck or car and a good-looking deal to match. Take your pick with this good-looking Sonoma for only $163 a month, or this Sierra for $229 a month, only at Fred Miller Buick Pontiac GMC Truck.
Don't make me have to come off this mountain.
Fred Miller Buick Pontiac GMC Truck.
If you ask me, all you guys are stoned.
Car buyers are wild about Pontiac.
Get wild.
So wild, Pontiac outsells Honda, Nissan, Toyota, all the imports.
Get wild.
Now, with final shipments of 94s arriving, our last chance values will make Pontiac buyers wilder than ever.
Get wild.
GMAC financing as low as 4.8% or Pontiac cashback at the $1,750.
Get wild.
Hey, we've tamed the imports all year long, and closeout time is even better. So,
get wild.
Hurry for best selection. See Fred Miller, Cooper Motors, or Dick Neville Pontiac.
So we're at the dealership, and I want to test drive a new Sierra, and my wife says, it's a truck, I want a car. I say, this is better, it can haul things, move things, and she says it'll ride like a truck. And I say, no, Sierra's got fully independent front suspension. And she says it's still a truck, and I say, it's got side door guard beams, rear wheel anti-lock brakes, and 3-across seating. So she says, can this truck tow our boat and snowmobiles? I say, you bet, and we can use it to move the kids out. And she wrote the check so fast, sparks flew from the pen. Sierra from GMC Truck.
TV9, the best Packer coverage. I like it.
Here's Nolan Cromwell, the special teams coach, the ex-L.A. Ram great, and he's diagramming how the man got in on the punt block, and he's telling Mike Pryor everything that went on. But usually when you talk to your players in the sideline, they're half knocked out. They really don't know what you're talking about.
2nd down and 5. Vikings moving the ball in the second half. Moon. And he's looking for his tight end, Andrew Jordan. Corey Harris was covering. In the 3rd quarter, the Vikings had 82 offensive yards to Green Bay's 15. And is there a flag on the field? Yes, there is.
Offensive pass interference, number 87. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
87, Adrian Cooper, the new Viking.
That kills you when you get a 10-yard penalty and you're trying to make a 3-yard pass. We've seen more tight ends in the flats today, and they're just trying to, I don't believe it's his first read. I think he's looking for something else, and the defense is forcing that short throw, and then you get a penalty on him.
Well, look at the numbers, first half to second. You can see why the Vikings may just be on the brink of capturing the momentum in this game. Green Bay had a wild first half, a 13-0 lead at halftime. But the Vikings have come out in the 3rd quarter. Will try to continue it in the 4th. Now it is 2nd down and 15. David Palmer is the wide receiver.
4 wide receivers.
Ampley. And he only picks up 2. Nice toss by Moon. We toss it now to James Brown in our Hollywood studio. James.
All right, Kevin, and we're going to toss it to the Giants-Philadelphia game. Little David Meggett having a big day indeed. He already has a 68-yard punt return for a touchdown. Look at this. Breaks from behind his convoy of blockers, a 26-yard touchdown run. Giants lead at 28-13. That in the 3rd. Back to Kevin.
Thank you, James. You like Meggett, don't you?
Sean Jones, that Meggett we said was going to rewrite all the records. Sean Jones got great pressure that time on Warren Moon. They put him on his back.
3rd and 13. Here they come. Sean Jones has him.
Jones and Pop are doing a stunt. It was a ET, meaning the end goes down inside and the next guy rolls. Quarterback never had a chance. That's 2 plays in a row. Sean Jones has hit his old teammate. You can see him coming inside and Pop outside and Sean Jones inside, and Warren Moon does not have a chance.
Another punt for the Minnesota Vikings. That may be a very big defensive stop for Green Bay, stopping the Minnesota momentum. Sacks in the punt. Robert Brooks awaits it back at the 25. No rush.
No hang time.
And this is returnable for Brooks at the 23. I tell that to the Vikings special teams. They were all over that play.
Nice. You got to give them credit for covering that low hang time.
Green Bay holding on, leading Warren Moon and the Vikings 13-3.
Reinhold Bertleff had a key role in the building of Porsche's new 911 Carrera. Did he design the engine? The radical suspension? No. Instead, Reinhold and his co-workers have perhaps the best job in the world. They test drive every new 911 on the Autobahn. If Reinhold liked your car, we're pretty sure you'll like your car.
The amazing split-fire spark plug won a United States patent.
Does it really work? Is it that much better?
It's guaranteed. 5 extra horsepower by merely installing these plugs. You'll feel it work. Guaranteed. A 4.8% gain in mileage. You'll save because it works. Guaranteed. There's nothing like a split fire. You'll get more power and more mileage for your money back. You'll get more here, and you'll spend less here. Guaranteed.
In the year 2004, time travel is a reality.
You are charged with violations of TEC Code 40.8, time travel with intent to alter the future.
And a crime.
This scum is not going back to steal money.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, Ron Silver. Time Cop. Rated R. Starts Friday, September 16th at theaters everywhere.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Porsche. Imagine the thrill of having to commute day after day after day. By the American Express card. Don't leave home without it. And by McDonald's, the official restaurant of the National Football League.
Another sellout in Green Bay. That's the story here for many, many years. The Packers on top of the Minnesota Vikings 13-3. Well, Jerry, the Green Bay defense just had a nice stop. It's up to the Green Bay offense now, and we'll see if they've got their edge. What do they need here? And picked up by James Harris. He'll go in for a touchdown.
That changes the game in a hurry. Wow, what a play.
And the Vikings trailed 13-9.
Did somebody step on his foot?
We'll have to see on the replay. He looked a little bit off balance.
He looked like he stumbled, like maybe somebody had stepped on his foot, maybe his center, maybe the guard.
James Harris is replacing Chris Dolman. He is key on the overall success of this defense, and he has just been heard from in a very, very big way.
It got quiet in this packed stadium in a hurry.
The Packers trying to beat the Vikings for the first time since 1991. As we wind down in this fourth quarter, the Vikings have come up with a huge play in the second half, which they have controlled. Reveiz to tack on another point. We've got a new game in Green Bay. Plenty of time left. 13:29 remaining in the fourth, and the Packers now lead just by 3.
Get there! Get there!
Taco Bell presents the Crunch Zone.
Hit!
Around the NFL last season, the action was fast and furious. Stay tuned for 1993's Best of the Crunch Zone.
So I met this girl. I asked her to dinner and a movie. She asked, what do you have in mind? So I said,
Make it a blockbuster night and a border night too. Go to Taco Bell, buy tacos or burritos and a medium drink. Get a free blockbuster video. 2-for-1 rental and Taco Bell food. Make it a blockbuster night and a border night too.
hurry and get a coupon for a 2-for-1 blockbuster video rental when you buy food and a medium drink at Taco Bell.
Cross the border.
Against the Bucks, Chicago's Ron Cox leveled Craig Erickson. The hit led to a touchdown and a 47-17 Bears win. Ron Cox, his was 93's best hit in the Crunch Zone.
Chicago!
The new Porsche 911 Carrera was crash tested in this secluded building. To Gerhard Royce, who tunes the radical new suspension. To Ivanka Madsen, who stitches a cabriolet top that takes 14 hours to make. And to Stepan Rebrovich, who builds the more powerful engine by hand. This building was the perfect place for these crash tests. Why? Because it meant they didn't have to watch.
For insight from the inside, catch Reggie White's weekly Packer football reports. Wednesdays at 6 and 10 p.m. Exclusively on Newsline 9, the new home of the Packers.
Ed McDaniels come up with a huge play for the Viking defense. Green Bay led at halftime 13-0. So you can gather from that what kind of second half it's been for the Minnesota Vikings. Claude Reveiz will kick off from the 30. Harris and Wilson deep back for Green Bay. And the kickoff will fall to Corey Harris on the fly at the 18. Harris to the 35. And a flag thrown in the pile. And they untangle the bodies, and we'll see what Jerry Markwright and crew have found on that kickoff return. $13-19 left in this game.
Holding number 89, receiving team on the return, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Mark Chimura, one of the biggest plays of the game, happened just seconds ago, and the Viking defense did it.
Ed McDaniels going to play middle linebacker. It's the second blitz of the entire day, and he's going to blitz through this hole, and you're going to watch the quarterback who's going to try to stiff arm him. The back misses the block. Look at Farr with his hand up on him, and the ball's out, and a good job of running with the ball. Just don't lay on it. Pick it up and run it in for the touchdown. That has made this crowd get quiet in a hurry.
How will Green Bay respond? We'll find out. 1st and 10 from the 20. And he picks up 6, maybe 7 near the 27. Ed McDaniel makes the stop for the Vikings.
Continuing with the same game plan, they're going to throw that 3-yard pass and run after the catch.
Only the second blitz all day by the Minnesota Vikings.
The second, and the first time they blitzed, they got caught going the wrong way, and Green Bay had a run going the other way and hurt them, so they sort of stayed away from it. But that dog and blitz there sure changed the game. A nice play because a back was trying to block Ed McDaniel, but he wouldn't let himself be blocked.
Second down and 3.
There's your tight wing.
Favre to Sharp. And a first down.
First catch, second half.
Green Bay Packers 36-yard line. Yeah, he was very much a part of the offense in the first half. That's the first and the second half for Sharp today.
They fooled the Minnesota Vikings there. They went to that tight wing with all the backs set to the quarterback's right. One guy all by himself to the quarterback's left and stood up and threw that slant.
Jerry, knowing how the Vikings have controlled the second half, how important is this drive for Green Bay?
I think it's important that Green Bay gets time off the clock with this possession.
They have a 1st and 10. Reggie Cobb to the 45 and tumbling to the 46 and close to a first down.
Big hole. They're going to run that lean draw. They did a nice job opening up a big hole. Reggie cut it up in there and then got good body lean. Got his pads down low and tried to run over some people.
That's the first turnover for the Packers today. Vikings had 2 turnovers in the first half. They'll bring the chains out to see just how close they are. Jerry, what's on that thing that Holmgren's holding there?
He has down and distance with play suggestions. It may say 1st and 10, and then usually there's a difference between 2nd and 6 and 2nd and 7, and he'll put his finger down in those situations and look at what his options are and what they've been practicing. This looks like just a little bitty one.
Holmgren calls the plays.
Holmgren calls the plays. They also can wigwag him in, but with the new helmet, this radar football that we're playing, he just talks to him.
Second down, inches to go.
That ball's been signed by Paul Tagliabue.
Edgar Bennett. And he should be close to the first down. Let's see where they spot it. Henry Thomas was there with the stop for the Vikings.
Good defense for the Vikings. Tried the cutback, started off to the right, tried to bend her back. Minnesota Vikings coming down hard on inside charges. There's the coach looking at his situation. The coach has that card. He says it's 3rd and 1. What do we want? I got 3 suggestions. I got 1 underlined. The one I got underlined didn't work the last time, so I go to another one.
3rd and less than a yard. Really the length of a football.
He held that button down because he was talking to Favre. Upstairs, somebody's got to let the button go.
Darrell Thompson, mainstay in the backfield last couple of years, is in for the first time today. Big play for Green Bay's offense. Edgar Bennett. They got the first down, but the play clock ran down to 0.
Got a penalty now.
Delay a game.
Gonna be 3rd and 5.
Delay of game from offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Jerry, that changes now that 3rd down play completely. 3rd and the length of the football to 3rd and 5 is dramatically different.
Well, they'll go from 3 tight ends, probably the 3 wideouts. Have to put the ball up. If they go to 4 wideouts, watch and see if the back, where the back is, and that'll tell you whether it's a run or a pass.
The Packers have not had a hold of this 3rd quarter and 4th quarter today. The first half, they led 13-0, but the Vikings have picked up the momentum. You can see what Favre has done on 3rd down today, and he's got a 3rd and 5 right now. And again, it remains a big play.
3 wide receivers, a close swing to his left. The back's out that way. Oh, boy.
Incomplete to Sharp. There's a flag. There's another.
He had a hold of his helmet. He grabbed a hold of him. Was that Vincey Glenn? Vincey's in there arguing. Vincey's probably one of the best free safeties in football. I think he had his left hand on him.
Automatic first down at the spot of the foul.
See, Vincey was covering a receiver down the sideline, and the referee didn't throw the flag long enough. It was not on Vincey Glenn. It was the person covering Sharp.
There's Sharp coming in. Scott. He has him around the shoulder pad.
It was not on Glenn.
Well, no wonder Glenn was arguing. And Vincey Glenn is really something special.
See, the referee didn't throw the flag far enough, and he threw it right where Vincey was. And
Vincey, just like Favre, his daddy was a football coach. In fact, his father coached at Grambling. And his mom and dad are going to celebrate 35 years of happy marriage. I hope you make that, my friend.
I will. 1st and 10. Packers on the move. That was a big play from the 45 of Minnesota now.
3 wide outs with motion going back where it started.
Good right by Favre. Roy Barker completely ruined that play. Never ruining us those is James Brown in Hollywood. James.
The Silver Dome. Take a look at Jeff George of Atlanta on the run as he steps up in the pocket and whips a 69-yard spiral to Andre Rison, his 8th catch of the game, 116 yards. That score tied it at 21. Back to Green Bay, Kevin and Jerry.
Thank you, James. Lions have beaten the Falcons 5 consecutive times. Here, Green Bay has been beaten by Minnesota 4 consecutive times. Trying to stop the streak today. They got it 2nd down and 10.
3 wide receivers.
Ed McDaniel came in and made a marvelous play, wrapping his paws around the hips of Bennett.
They're pulling McIntyre, trying to get him out around like he did at the 49ers. An elephant graveyard, he said this used to be, but now players want to come here and be part of this pride, part of this tradition.
McIntyre, unrestricted free agent, signed from San Francisco, played 10 seasons with the San Francisco 49ers, 5 Pro Bowl appearances.
4 wide receivers. Trips to the quarterback's right, 3 of them to one side. He's looking that way.
Close to a 1st down. Robert Brooks has it near the 36-yard line of Minnesota. Anthony Parker, maybe the best cover guy in the secondary in the Vikings, makes the stop. Jerry, do you go for it here? They're so close.
I think you go for it. Minnesota is having trouble stopping the 3 people to the same side. The 2 outside are clearing it out. And the 3rd guy in is just breaking to the flat, making the linebacker go all that way because they're not bringing a safety up to that trip side. They're leaving the safety deep.
Thing impressive about this drive for Green Bay is they've been outscored 10-0 in the 2nd half alone, yet when they've needed the big offensive drive, they have gotten it here late in the game.
Look at your clock, too. What they're doing is they're taking the ball out of the Vikings' hands. Warren Moon can't score with the defense in there.
They're shy by at least a yard, and upcoming will be the 8th play of the drive.
It's too far for the field goal, so what you might as well do, you might as well go ahead and try to get the 1st down.
Do you like the call? He's going to go for it on 4th and 1.
I think it's the only call. There's Coach Mariucci looking at his board. Everybody's looking at his sheet but you and me.
And another in a succession of big plays for Green Bay.
3 tight ends, 2 backs in a strong formation.
They'll be close.
Real close. That's the only way they could go with that set. That's the set they ran before. Put the backs to the wing side, said, we're coming, you know we're coming, let's see who wins this thing. There's Del Rio, Vincey Glenn.
They got it.
The backs are to this wing side. It's power running, lead back up through there. And he just stretches out and just leans the ball over.
Big 1st down for the Packers on a drive which needed to be long and eat up a lot of time on the clock. Upcoming is the 9th play of the drive. Then 4.5 minutes in the 4th quarter. That's Edgar Bennett, and he crawls to the 31, and he picks up 4.
Little misdirection. Had the 2 tight ends trying to stretch that 4-3 out so they can find a little hole in there.
Jerry, do you learn about the character of a team when the guns are shooting, the bullets are flying, and their backs are against the wall like the Packer offense's backs have been against the wall in the second half?
I think both of these teams, probably their strength is the character of their players and their people. As we talk to these two teams, these people are quality people. I don't think you'll see either team have anything but a good year.
2nd and 6. McDaniel again. Ed McDaniel with another big play on defense in a second half filled with big plays.
Fire was trying to get the slot back that broke to the flat to turn upfield and get going. There's Fire breaking for the sidelines. Ed McDaniel chasing him. We got a coach on the sideline. Did the coach get hit?
Oh, man.
Player, put your helmet on the sidelines or get out of the way.
3rd down and 6 for the Packers, and a drive approaching 5 minutes. They led at halftime 13-0. Now they lead by just 3. Blitz is on. And the blitz again from the linebacker, Ed McDaniel.
They tipped that ball, and that's the 3rd blitz that we've seen. They motioned and built trips. He was trying to get that ball to the 3-man side, and the coach has seen enough. He says it's time for the field goal.
They've blitzed 3 times, Jerry, and the last 2 have been absolutely crucial.
They really have. And the first time they blitzed, the Packers won, but the last 2, you can see the linebacker jumping up. Ed McDaniel tipping the ball. Now Jack Del Rio trying to find the ball.
Jackie has kicked field goals today from 25 and 39 yards. This will be a 49-yard attempt. The Packers lead 16-10. An important score for Green Bay is a Battle of Viking team that has come charging back in this second half. 7:43 left.
The house is this room, brick and mortar. A home is what will take place in this room when we're all finished. What takes place inside of a house really makes it a home, and what takes place inside of one of our stores makes it a special place for the customers. What we are about is service. We're in the yes business. Yes, we accept American Express. The last thing that Home Depot is into is putting limits on customers.
The American Express card is welcomed at the Home Depot and lots of other places close to home.
I never fought a ticket before, but it was the principle of the thing.
Good morning, Your Honor. I brought 2. You're not a lawyer. Remember, you are not a lawyer.
Tim Price, Officer Ken Duncan.
It's making an illegal right-hand turn going east on 5th.
Introducing wrinkle-free, 100% cotton Dockers.
Entirely true.
Because there are times when just getting dressed isn't enough.
I got it, Mr. Price. Let me see these. Case dismissed.
Dismissed?
You may go, Mr. Price.
Hold it. Morning, Marta. You see these people? They work for Gramercy Press, and their lives are about to change utterly. How? I can't talk about it on the elevator.
Sherwin-Williams matches paint colors to anything. Fruits to suits, prints to mints, hats to cats. Use your imagination during Sherwin-Williams Fall Kickoff Sale with classic 99 interior flat latex, $12.99 a gallon.
For insight from the inside, catch Brett Favre's weekly Packer football reports, Mondays and Thursdays at 6 and 10 p.m., exclusively on Newsline 9, the new home of the Packers.
Packers aren't out of the woods, but that field goal big. They lead by 6. Jackie's hit 3 today, 25-39, and one measuring 49 yards away. They'll kick it off with 7:43 left in the 4th. Ismail from the 3. Andre Ismail still on his feet, and with a block, he's gone. And a big return by Qadry Ismail. Tim Hawk with the tackle, maybe a touchdown-saving tackle, and special teams for the Vikings, a big play.
I was just about ready to criticize the return because he did not run hard. He jogs up there trying to set up his block. You'll see him come to our left. He's not running hard. He's looking around, hoping something opens. The wedge is trying to make a block. He slides off the one tackle and breaks all the way to the other side, to his left and your right as you're looking at it, and a game-saving tackle there. by Terry Allen.
Like I said, Green Bay's not out of the woods, especially when you've got Warren Moon as your quarterback. From midfield, 1st and 10. Good blocking. Looking for Reed. Out of bounds. Coverage by Terrell Buckley. You know, it was a year ago when a pass by Jim McMahon to a wide open Eric Gulliford gave the Vikings a late game win. Buckley has that etched in his mind, and he would not let it happen here.
That last year, that was in a 2 coverage. This time they're in what you would call a 3, where the corner had deep third. He's back there all by himself, but nothing can get behind him. He's really in better shape than the receiver to make that play. I believe the quarterback rollout on that is what Warren was trying to do when he got sacked.
And now 2nd down and 10 for Moon. Jordan drops it. Incomplete. Play I was talking about moments ago occurred last year when the Vikings at the Metrodome with McMahon as the quarterback threw to Eric Gulliford. And by the way, this was Gulliford's only catch of the season. Same position on the field on the sideline. Buckley blew the coverage. And that set up the winning field goal, and they went on to win it. Minnesota did.
The last play by the Green Bay Packers defense was their first blitz. They blitzed on 2nd and 10 and came after the quarterback, did not get to him.
Big defensive play for Green Bay on 3rd and 10. Moon to Allen. Another dropped Viking pass. Jerry, you've been keeping track of those today? I mean, there have been a lot of them.
They sure has. They had good protection. No pressure on the quarterback whatsoever. But even if he would have caught the ball, I don't believe he would have got the first down. It was the 4th drop pass by Minnesota. But a catch there, I think Green Bay was in position to rally up, and they'd have been punting anyway.
A very crucial drop by Allen. And the Vikings have to punt for the 7th time in 10 possessions. Their 2nd in a row. Saxon. Robert Brooks, the fair catch on a knee at the 14. 36-yard punt. 7:06 remaining. Packers trying to hold on. They lead it 16-10.
The Packers have.
The all-new Subaru Legacy has the traction to turn a winter storm into a day at the beach. And a day at the beach, well, Subaru all-wheel drive is the ultimate safety feature. It reacts instantly, transferring power automatically from the wheels that slip to the wheels that grip. So all you have to do is enjoy the drive. The all-season, all-fun, all-wheel drive Subaru Legacy. The beauty of all-wheel drive.
Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Look to us for special delivery. Call us. We'll arrange to pick you up at your home, office, or repair shop. That's special delivery. That's Enterprise.
Critics call natural-born killers brilliant, hypnotic, unlike anything you've ever seen, revolutionary.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Natural-born killers, rated R. Now playing at a theater near you.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Subaru. Test drive an all-weather, all-road, all-wheel drive Subaru today.
Packers lead 16-10. Packers need one more drive, and the Vikings need one big defensive play. Both have shown they can do it in the second half. Green Bay is starting with their worst beginning field position right here at the 14. And Brett Favre with a 1st and 10.
There's their 4th blitz.
Reggie Cobb, first down, pickup of 11 yards. A big play, tackle by Anthony Parker, but what a block on the left side of the line.
Green Bay won on that one. They're going to blitz to the opposite side. This is how you watch to your left. The safety's walking up, the linebackers blitzing, and they have the lead draw away from the blitz. You can't get a bigger hole than that. Everything is wide open. Good tackle in the secondary.
Longest run today, and especially by Reggie Cobb, 7 carries. They would like him to get between 70 and 80 yards a game. The unrestricted free agent from Tampa. Big play. Packers now have some room to work. 1st and 10. Vikings need a stop. And they get it. Ed McDaniel, but not before a gain of 4 by Edgar Bennett right into the teeth of that Minnesota defense.
And no finesse there. No trickery. We're coming power football. Bend back football. Run straight at you and make the cut. And Edgar Bennett showing what we saw on the film. Got good quickness. He can burst into the hole. And runs a little bit heavy in there.
Stay tuned after the game for the Miller Lite player of the game. And there are a lot of them on either side we could choose from. Harris right there, 99, came up with a big fumble recovery. McDaniel knocked the ball away. Vikings got back in the game with those 2. 2nd and 6.
Yes, sir.
Edgar Bennett. First down. Bennett to the Green Bay 39. Vincey Glenn was there.
A good block by Sterling Sharp. A lot of people know how he can catch the ball and how he runs afterwards, but he helped that play work. He came and made the big block. In fact, him and Vincey Glenn are talking about it. I don't think they're sharing pleasantries there.
You got to block if you're a receiver in the NFL, and there may be none better than Sterling Sharp.
He'll be on the left side of your screen. He'll come in and make the block. There he is, 84, walling him off, pushing him off. And now on his back goes the defensive player.
Sharp agreed to come back to the Packers last night after walking out for about 6 or 7 hours. He's had a big influence in the game. Reggie Cobb. And he picks up 3 to the 42. Jack Del Rio, Henry Thomas are there. You know, back to Sterling Sharp again. And we see some pushing after the play. Sterling Sharp had a toe injury last year that caused him not to practice for half the season. And he had surgery on the undersurface of the big toe joint. Foot up was for about a month and a half, and so what he did was he worked on his upper body. Already a strong individual, he may be doubly strong now. And on plays like that, Jerry, when you see that blocking, you know where the payoff comes.
And he's going to be better on bump and run, which he was always good on. He could shove the corner away to get open on the passing game.
2nd and 7, and Cobb trips on the play, wrapped up by John Randall.
He stepped on your divot right where you were down there trying to hit that golf ball.
Well, piloting the blockbuster video blimp for today's event, Steve Tomlin from London, England. Steve, welcome. First time a blimp has ever hovered above Lambeau.
This is the
Green Bay.
He's going to give us a shot of the Fox River. We're with the Fox Broadcasting, and here's the Fox River, and right here is the boat that we bought yesterday.
That's not part
in the Fox Valley, isn't it?
Yeah, Fox River Valley. That's not part of the rights, I don't think. They'll get in the Green Bay. We're under 4 minutes remaining in the game. 3rd down.
4 wide receivers. He's in trouble.
John Randall, 3rd sack today by the Vikings. Pro Bowl starter last year, 3rd in NFC sacks.
Well, he was smart there. He didn't throw it away. Talking about Favre. Last year, he'd have maybe pressured that. He tried to escape to his left, and Randall came in and got him.
Did you see him just jump on Tierling, the defensive coordinator for the Vikings? Vikings are going to have another chance here. There's 3:15 and the clock ticking in the 4th quarter. That's Palmer, deep back number 22, and Hedrick to punt once again. Green Bay's 7th punt today.
Minnesota tried to block that punt.
Palmer. And he's to the 26. Doug Evans was there, 41-yard punt.
Good special teams coverage. One thing the Packers have improved on, when they started this year's preseason, everybody was disappointed with their coverages, but they've come a long way, and really what used to be a stick in their eye has sort of become a little bit of pride for them.
There was a penalty, and it's a hold against the Green Bay Packers. Well, strike or no strike, tonight Fox introduces a new Major League team, the Pioneers. The most outrageous group of goofballs, screwballs, and are we on this show? And oddballs ever to wear a uniform.
I may be the coach there. Am I coaching that team?
Catch Hardball, a new comedy premiering tonight right after the season premiere of The Simpsons. Part of Fox's Super Sunday.
Look at that stadium, totally packed. Nobody's leaving. There's their special teams coach, Nolan Cromwell. They had a lot of criticism the first couple of weeks, but their last preseason game, the special teams won the game, and here they are today doing a great job of covering.
Longtime player for the Los Angeles Rams, All-America at the University of Kansas.
As a quarterback, as an option quarterback.
Yes.
One year he was the defensive player of the NFC as a safety.
Hendrick to punt again. Palmer awaits at his own 36. Good punt. Palmer at the 35. And he gives the Vikings good field position. That was a big penalty against the Packers, Jerry, because look where the Vikings will start.
Every time you get a penalty like that and have to kick over, it usually adds up, and that added up to about a 12-yard difference there. So you get a first down against you by the penalty.
Well, coming up next will be the Dallas-Pittsburgh game, the second game of our doubleheader. We've got 2:49 remaining in this one, and the game, folks, is going to come down to the final 2:49. Green Bay leads by 6. Can the Viking offense come up with the big drive, and can the Green Bay defense hold Minnesota, which has had a good second half? Moon to Carter, and a gain of 6 to midfield. Made by Doug Evans.
Carter tried to run over him. He tried to put the bone on him. He wound up and hit him with his forearm, but it's still a real short pass. They had 3 wideouts, and we're still seeing the slot back or a tight end or an inside receiver running that diagonal to the flat. We're down to 2:43. You can't throw all flats, can you?
You tell me.
You better put something downfield a little bit deeper.
Second down 2. Moon to Carter. First down for the Green Bay 39, and the tackle made by Corey Harris.
I hope they get up on the ball. Don't bother huddling here. Get up on the ball. Keep this thing going. They're standing in the huddle. There's Brian Billick. He's trying to tell him, get up on the ball. We're wasting too much time. They're going to lose about 15 seconds here.
First and 10 for the Minnesota Vikings. Down by 6. Look at all the time Moon has to throw. For Carter. Incomplete. Coverage again by Corey Harris.
Back in the secondary, everybody had their hand on each other, pushing a little bit, but when you got your head turned back around looking for the ball, they'll let you play. Down to 2:02.
What are you thinking now if you're Ryan Billick? What kind of offensive plays are you looking for?
Well, you got to get a first down. We don't want to be a 3rd and long, so let's get half of it now. Let's try to get some yardage right now.
Second down and 10 from the Green Bay 39. Moon intercepted for a 3rd time. Linebacker James Willis. The biggest play of the ball game has been turned in by reserve linebacker James Willis.
Here's Warren Moon throwing right at us. Middle linebacker dropped real deep. Broke on the inside center cut. Picked it off. Now hang on to that football. Hang on to that football. You got the game won.
The first interception in his young career. And it couldn't come at a better time.
The lady down there wants to buy you a beer.
What lady?
He doesn't get it.
I think he will.
All right.
I brewed the right way. For more of what you want in a beer. Brewed light for less of what you don't.
Miller Lite Ice. It's new.
I knew you'd get it.
Must be from heaven.
Close. Milwaukee.
If you get it, get it.
How do I like my steak? How do I like my steak? Bold. Eye-opening. Spicy.
It gets you here, and it gets you right here. A1 Bold. Yeah, that's what I'm in the mood for.
Original A1 and A1 Bold. They're how steak is done.
It's an ordinary day at Gramercy Press. Books are getting edited, covers being approved, clandestine romances are clandestine, but the ordinary days are about to end. Why? Gramercy Press.
The all-new Subaru Legacy looks beautiful against a photographer's backdrop, but its true beauty is best seen against the elements. Subaru all-wheel drive is the ultimate safety feature. It reacts instantly, transferring power automatically from the wheels that slip to the wheels that grip. So you can safely weather even the worst of weather. The all-season, all-road, all-wheel drive Subaru Legacy. The beauty of all-wheel drive.
In a game of big plays, this may be the game's biggest play. We'll see it in a second. Is Favre hands off to Edgar Bennett, and he's to the 40 for a gain of 1. 2nd down and 9 upcoming.
Minnesota calls that timeout immediately. Here's what Warren saw. He's looking at to his right. He's watching the outside receiver come on a center. Does not see the inside linebacker. Steps right from the other direction. Came from the left. He did not see him. What a big play for a young linebacker in a big play. A big play that the touchdown, if they go in there, of course, they're going to win the football game. And there's the coach talking to the special teams. We talked about special teams. Willis has to go in on the punt team and cover the punt. And he's talking to him on punt protection because Minnesota should come back and try to block the punt.
We opened today from Lambeau Field in Green Bay telling you that this game, in many people's eyes, would set the tone for Green Bay's season. The coaches didn't agree with that, but the players said that. The fans and the media covering and watching these games and watching these teams said that this game would mean a lot for Green Bay. Why? Because Green Bay has tried to measure up to the Vikings. That has been the one roadblock. 3 times in 78, 89, and 92. The Packers have lost tiebreakers getting into the playoffs because of the Minnesota Vikings. 4 consecutive Viking wins coming into today. Green Bay knew that this was going to be one of those games that could definitely set them off on their upcoming season. If they hold on now, it will be one of the big wins they'll look back on. 2nd down and 8. Edgar Bennett. And he's diving near the 44, and he picks up 3. Today's game was produced by Jeff Gowan and directed by Andy Kindle, 2 of the best in the business. The studio was produced by Scott Ackerson and directed by Bob Levy. The executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorin and David Hill.
If Green Bay goes on and wins this football game, and I'm a Minnesota Viking fan, I still feel pretty good about my football team. I think the Minnesota Vikings have an excellent coaching staff, and I think they got good football players. You sit down and talk to this man right here, and he can coach. You talk to their players, and they believe in themselves. They'll still come back and have a good year. But when you're playing somebody in your division, you hate to take that loss. But I think the fans for the Packers, they're going to have fun this year. But I think the fans of the Minnesota Vikings are going to be, well, really, when the season's all over, they're going to say, we got a good football team. We're proud of our football team.
Well, it shows you the overall strength of the Central Division.
The NFC Central is a jump ball. Anybody can get it, including Tampa Bay. They can all beat each other, and that makes for a great division.
Coming up next, the Dallas Cowboys at the Pittsburgh Steelers.
They're going to say Warren Moon had 3 interceptions, but 2 of those were deflected now.
3rd and 5. Vikings are out of timeouts. Edgar Bennett. Now it is 4th down. Vikings cannot stop the clock. Packers are going to have to punt. Jack Del Rio with the big tackle. Well, if there's a better come-from-behind quarterback, Jerry, it's got to be Warren Moon. Montana and Moon are kind of in that zone where they can come back, can't they?
He's great with 2 minutes and 4 wide receivers, and sometimes he even made me look like a good coach. So it's never over.
Absolutely not.
And the Packers know that as well as we do. The fans know that. Look at this crowd. Nobody's left. Everybody is still here.
Packers will take the delay of game or call the timeout. Call the timeout before they take the delay of game. And now they have 2 timeouts remaining, and again the Vikings are out. 52 seconds left. Well, we thought the running games would be something to look at. Green Bay has rushed for 94 yards. the Vikings for 48. And that has told the story why Minnesota's offense did not do it today.
Although there's not a lot of yardage, I think Edgar Bennett has got big-time yardage when they needed it. And what you want to do is be able to run the football when you have a lead. And Edgar Bennett, with his quick feet, I think he's hit up in there. He's run heavy. Cobb has had a couple of good runs, and we don't have a lot of yardage, but it was important.
Edgar Bennett, 16 carries and 51 yards. And the Miller Lite play of the game is Edgar Bennett. It'll be 4th down at about 3. And the Packers will punt. Coverage will be important, and Palmer's return will be ultra important.
Minnesota Vikings should go after this punt. The way to win this football game is block this punt and try to scoop it. Everybody, they got everybody up. Everybody's got to come. They're real wide, though. They're a little bit too wide. They're bringing a man up inside. Here they come.
Great punt by Hendrick. Back to the 11, Palmer. And Wisely getting out of bounds at the 20 with 41 seconds left. They just about had that block, but Hendrick had a marvelous punt.
Vincey Glenn had a great shot of blocking that. He danced in there, came in there slow. Vincey Glenn is a special type of player. He comes up with big plays to win games, and he just missed it. If he could have laid out a little bit, he was standing tall as he went through, but it was a great effort by a heck of a football player, Vincey Glenn.
Well, now you're going to see a clinic. Warren Moon, 28 times in his career, has led the Vikings in fourth-quarter comebacks to tie or win a game.
Not the Vikings, but the team he was with.
Excuse me, yes.
That was me. He was helping me win.
Down in Houston. Moon, Ismail, and a gain of 8. Out of bounds. Clock stopped at 36 seconds. To the 28. Penalty flag on the play.
Personal foul. Chop block. Number 66, offense. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
John Jarek, 66.
That's a big one. That really hurts you. You got the clock stopped. You're out here at the 30-yard line, and now you've lost the time to make that play work, and you're all the way back to your 10. There's Coach Green. He'll have something to say about that when he looks at the movies. Again, though, Minnesota's going to have a good season. They're going to be a good football team just like Green Bay is. Now the Packer crowd's trying to get into it.
Vikings, no timeouts, 1st and 20. Ismail came back for the catch, 35. It is a first down and a pickup of 25 and a big play. But the clock continues to roll. No timeouts.
Nothing left. They have to get up at the line. They're playing a deep, deep zone. Throw the ball down here. Down to 9 seconds.
What do you call, Jerry?
Well, you got to hope you get a penalty. You got to get 3 people to one side, go for a jump ball. You got to have a batted ball. You got to have a penalty. You can't get it to the end zone from here. You're off too far, so you're looking for a batted ball, enough people that you pick up a deflection or run, or you hope you get a penalty down in here close that you get another shot.
This game at times has taken your breath away.
The Packers are down a 3-man rush, something they never do, but they're putting an extra safety in there to play a victory man.
2nd down and 10.
Safety is 38 yards deep. Here's the trips to this side. They're going to throw the big bend to the right.
Flag thrown against the Vikings.
Too much time.
Delay of game.
The other thing you may try here, you'd have to watch for the old hook and ladder play where you hit a man on a button hook. If you're playing Don Shula, it's going to be a hook, and he's going to lateral it back. If you're playing some other coaches, they all have their favorite thing that they try to reach for to pull out their bag of tricks. This looks like it's a big bend, a jump ball to Warren's right.
2nd and 15 with the penalty. Looking for Carter. Broken up, 1 second remaining.
That's the play we were talking about, the jump ball of that side, hoping that if they do bang your receiver too early, you got a chance here maybe at the 25 with a penalty. You got to come back probably with the same play. Had good protection because they only have a 3-man rush. I often thought about this. I went to the 3-man rush when I was coaching, but I often thought maybe that extra guy on the quarterback doesn't allow the good throw on this play because he slid all the way up to the line of scrimmage before he let that ball out of his hand.
And this will definitely be the final play of the game unless Minnesota scores.
Big bend to the right once again. 3 wideouts. 3-man rush.
That's it. Green Bay's won it. The Packers have their first win over the Minnesota Vikings since 1991. The first win in 5 meetings and the first time Mike Holmgren has beaten his old assistant coaching friend with the San Francisco 49ers, Dennis Green. Sharp had a touchdown. Moon, 3 interceptions. Now for Jerry Glanville, Kevin Harlan saying so long from Green Bay with the final score, Packers 16, Minnesota 10. You've been watching Fox Sports in their presentation of the NFL.